Hi, my name is Adam Bergman. I'm here with Clayton Barker, Gabby Bitzer, Izzy Brusolo, Brianna Hart, and Anna Joseph, and we're Group 1 presenting Burger King. So first is the current marketing mix, the product and price. For the product, Burger King is very known for their Whopper burger, but they also have a lot of items such as chicken fries, specialty burgers, pies, shakes, and of course soda. The packaging is very simple, so the food stays as warm or as cold as possible. And the price, Burger King has multiple deals when it comes to their price. They have combo meals with an entree, and so they can get fries and upgrade it to a large or medium just for $1. And they also keep their price similar to their competitors. Next, please. Next is promotion in place, still in the current marketing mix. For promotion, Burger King uses television and internet and social media advertisement. They also have coupons and loyalty programs to reward customers. So if a customer went back again, they would get free food, something like that. And they also have opportunities for the Burger King Micklemore Foundation, which assists education payment for employees and potentially their families to help them out with college. And for place, there are about 20,000 restaurants worldwide, and they have a mobile phone app for pickup, a very efficient drive-through, so it's very easy to get your food quick.
Alrighty, we are going to talk about the rib sandwich. One of my favorite conversation starters, as always, the rib sandwich. We all know about Burger King's rib sandwich. We know about McDonald's McRib. People like ribs. People love pork, and throw a little barbecue sauce on there. You got the rib sandwich. So Burger King in the mid 2000s implemented their famous rib sandwich, and it really was a big hit. It did sell out within a month, as the PowerPoint says. And what this also did was it created a phenomenal competition with the McRib and drew a lot of customers away from McDonald's. It's on its boneless rib patty, sweet barbecue sauce. Some even say it's got like a little hint of tangy in there. And it's on a toasted artisan style bun. You really cannot get much better than that. But when it comes to Burger King and increasing profits, what we would like to see and what we are arguing to see as CFOs and CEOs of this company is specific items that compete with the other top competitors like McDonald's McRib. So when we implement a sandwich like the rib sandwich, we are keen to do just that. And just a simple statistic, the rib sandwich increased sales that specific month by 15%. So truly a hit with the crowd.
So for the SWOT analysis is basically strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. First, for strengths, they have a very strong brand image, so it's very recognizable. It's very nice and easy to use for the mobile app, which is very convenient for customers with phones. And it has very fun and appreciative meal deals, like the 2 for $10, 2 entrees, 2 small fries, and 2 drinks. Very nice for night out. It's also very unique and differentiated. They have the flame grilled burger, which is very good. There's also a drive-through. During the COVID-19 pandemic, it helps a lot and it makes the business work a lot better and safely. Next slide. And next is weaknesses. Burger King has a well-branded reputation, and for many, that reputation might mean that it's the second place holder next to McDonald's, unfortunately. And it's also a well-defined reputation, meaning people have already made up their minds if they're going to eat at Burger King or not. So if someone's a fan of McDonald's, they're going to choose McDonald's instead of Burger King. And being the massive company it is with the store locations everywhere, it can be difficult for Burger King to be malleable and resolve into new and confounding issues, specifically location. And next is opportunities. Burger King has a constantly changing menu, which leaves a lot of room for creativity. And this creativity is not only limited to the owners, but they take a lot of input from employees. And Burger King is also a chain restaurant, so there's always room for expansion. And because a lot of the restaurants are franchises, it helps make further growth and a better business in general. And there's always opportunity to create a healthier menu for those who seek that, which is becoming more and more relevant in this day and age, which will make the company much stronger. And threats for Burger King, as the biggest threat for this company is the amount of competitors in the fast food industry, and that can take away from the customers. And other competitors specialize in food that Burger King sells, such as Chick-fil-A specializing in chicken, and it's not considered a very healthy fast food restaurant.
For the competitor analysis, we chose McDonald's, which is arguably Burger King's largest competitor. And while Burger King does a lot of marketing in television, McDonald's has had a lot more success on the social media platform. Burger King, with its TV focused in this age, will fall behind. The older generation, which most people think of as the generation staying with television, even that is decreasing. We saw a 24% increase in online video streaming in the 65 plus age group. Next slide. And McDonald's in 2020 released a new growth strategy, which reflects a lot of what people look for in their a company to support nowadays. The pillars in their new growth strategy is maximizing the marketing, commitment to the core, and double down on the 3Ds, which is digital, delivery, and drive-through. And the overall purpose of this strategy is to feed and foster the communities. Next slide. 60% of the US population and 78, which is the majority of those aged 18 to 34, want brands to take a stand on social justice issues. As you can see, one of the more recent issues that has been spoken about in the media is Asian hate happening because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And McDonald's has taken a stance against this, while Burger King has said nothing. Next slide. What we'd really like to see from Burger King is an increase in the social media posts. Burger King, at the time of the writing of the paper, had posted 16 times since the start of 2020 and was getting roughly 16,000 likes per post, whereas McDonald's had posted 20 and was averaging about 50,000. And 3 of the 20 had been celebrating different communities. And so this really shows the successfulness of talking about social issues and different communities in the engagement that each company receives. Next slide.
So now on to the environmental analysis. To be successful in marketing and selling one's product, a company needs to thoroughly examine their environment. And these forces include competitive, economic, technological, and socio-cultural, and global and international environments need to be assessed as well. So next slide. So as for competitive forces, this is other companies that market similar and competing products. So for brand competitors, this includes very similar, if not the same, products. So that might be McDonald's, Wendy's, White Castle, and Hardee's. As for product competitors, this is the same product class, which is fast food, but different kind of types of food. This might include KFC, Taco Bell, and Subway. As for generic competitors, these are completely different products, but satisfy the same needs. So inexpensive food to satisfy hunger. And this might include like Walmart and Meijer. And total budget competitors compete for the limited resources and money that their consumers may have. And this specific competitor would probably include all of the brands mentioned before, like McDonald's and Meijer's and KFC. So next slide. As for economic forces, this is important because a company has to assess the state of the economy to see if their revenue, stocks, unemployment, etc., are an accurate reflection of the country's economy as a whole. So according to the US Bureau of Economic Analysis, the GDP, gross domestic product, which is a value of all the goods and services produced in a specific time period, it increased at a rate of 4.1% during the last quarter of 2020. And the US Department of Labor shows that unemployment rates are dropping. So this shows that our economy is currently in recovery after the hit it took due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And so this needs to be examined by Burger King to make sure that, you know, all of their stocks and unemployment and stuff are an accurate reflection if they're in recovery as well. So next slide. So technological forces are really important, especially in this day and age, because technology is ever changing. And so as we discussed earlier, Burger King might be slacking a little bit in comparison to McDonald's in their social media platforms. So just to compare, McDonald's released that statement condemning xenophobic hate crimes around the same time that Burger King thought it would be funny or clever to tweet that women belong in the kitchen as a start to their statement on International Women's Day, which was pretty insensitive and just kind of like tacky, in my opinion. So they definitely should reassess how they use their social media and how they market themselves in technology and stuff. So next slide. Socio-cultural forces are important because they need to examine this. People are constantly changing their attitudes, beliefs, and norms and customs, lifestyles, all that stuff. So as for the current climate, the climate is changing. It's getting warmer and stuff, greenhouse gases and all of that. Burger King actually recently released the fact that they are changing their cows' diets. They're adding lemongrass to their diets, which is shown to, the essential oils in lemongrass is shown to inhibit microbes in the gut that produce and release methane, which is greenhouse gas. And so Burger King also needs to realize that they're changing demographics, especially in this country. So they need to adapt to that and possibly different dietary restrictions and needs and desires. So as for franchises all across the world, this is also a big thing in socio-cultural forces because they have franchises in 73 countries. So they need to change their menus because obviously people in different countries all over the world have different diets or, you know, prefer different things in general. But one good thing that Burger King does is they hire local artists in specific areas and countries to kind of translate the king, which is their mascot, into their own culture. And so companies need to be constantly examining and researching their marketing environment in order to stay competing with their competitors. That's all from me.
Okay, so my section is the new product, service, innovation, and marketing plan. Basically what we came up with to make sure that Burger King can get back onto people's radars is they need to highlight on what sets them apart as a company. Yes, they have competitors such as McDonald's and Wendy's and things like that. But the thing that sets them apart is their Whopper sandwich. They're the only fast food restaurant that has flame grilled burgers. McDonald's does have flame broiled burgers, and there's a huge difference. So if you're looking for flame grilled, Burger King's really the only place that you're gonna think to go to. Based off of like the strengths of the SWOT analysis and everything like that, Burger King does have a pretty strong brand image, but we want to play off of that even more by going back to Burger King's roots and really playing off of the Whopper sandwich. There's so many menu items on Burger King that no one buys. There's like triple decker burgers with barbecue sauce and bacon. And I don't know about you. I don't know, maybe someone watching this wants that, but I don't know. I don't particularly want that. So by eliminating and reducing the menu, we would have more opportunity to have better quality products from not having to buy so much product for all the other menu items that aren't really needed. And then hopefully renaming and rebranding the Whopper sandwich. So when people think of a fast food restaurant, they immediately go, I want to go to Burger King. The opportunities, since they do have so many franchises and they are mainly a franchising business, they do have the room and growth to make a bunch of different changes in all of their locations, which I feel like it's easier to implement a healthier menu per se with such wide versatility in their franchises. Next slide.
For the new marketing mix that we have, focusing on the place to begin with, Burger King has very consistent looking locations. All of their buildings look very similar, and if you go into a Burger King, you pretty much know what to expect. So we want their menu to be the same way. We want the menu to roll out in every location, hopefully at the same time. And if it can't roll out at the same time, then starting in the bigger cities and moving to the smaller cities so it can gain traction on social media, which leads me to my next part of the place, which is the locations that we're going to be marketing in. I think it's important that we stick with TV commercials and collecting email for email promotions, but hitting social media very heavy. We talked earlier about how Burger King does not have as big of a social media presence as McDonald's or as some of its competitors. They have 1.9 million followers on Instagram right now, which is nothing to scoff at, but compared to McDonald's in their followers, it is a lot lower. There's definitely room for improvement. Burger King does excel on Facebook. Actually, they have a pretty big following on Facebook, but because Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are so compatible, it will be very easy to roll out new content to go on all three platforms. Pretty much they'll all look the same, and just making it more consistent. So the new product is introducing the new and improved Whopper and cutting out old items or least popular items, because there's a lot on Burger King's menu that people are not particularly interested anymore. And cutting out those items will reduce the amount of product we have to buy, which means we can buy higher quality of what we need in product. The chart to the right kind of shows some of the things that don't do as well. The triple Whopper with cheese is probably just a little too much. The rodeo burger is, I have never heard of somebody getting it. So there's just some things that can be cut out of the menu, and I don't think people will be too upset about it. I think they'll be more excited to have a new and improved Whopper. So for the promotion, continuing the retro rebrand, Burger King just came out with this retro brand that goes back to their old logo that was 20 or 30 years ago, I'm pretty sure. And I think that retro looking things are very popular right now, so it's a really positive thing. So we're going to continue on with that rebrand, and like I said earlier, really just hit it hard with the social media, and show that like we have the new and improved Whopper and it's going to be better than it was, and we can get those higher quality products, and just pushing that hard on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, any social media platform we can to try and compete eventually with McDonald's and their following on all of their platforms. The prices are going to continue being low pricing quick serve. That is what our customers know we do, and that's what we want to do. I think it's important that we still continue to do competitive deals. So when McDonald's comes out with 2 sandwiches for $3, we come out with 2 sandwiches and a large fry for $4. Just something that's like competitive, and people will think, oh, well, I could go here for this, but I can get a little more over at Burger King, or I prefer what Burger King has to encourage that. And another thing, when we send out emails and do email promotions like that, they currently do this right now, but discounts in the emails, just with different codes and such that could reduce the price for some families.
So when it comes to implementation, innovating a current product is actually cheaper in the marketing world instead of having to have a whole new rollout of a product, especially since we were talking about economical forces. COVID hit businesses super hard. So we thought it was economically more smart to innovate a product that is already super strong to the Burger King brand and improve it even more. We talked about like social changes and demographics and dietary issues and things like that. People are starting to eat healthier. Fast food restaurants are not always a sign of health. Granted, I know a new and improved Whopper is not still considered healthy, but with better ingredients and such, we can try to play off a new customer base and encourage more people to try out Burger King, on top of keeping that main product that existing customers already know and love. Again, we talked about wanting to improve social media presence. We talked about that a lot, super important. We can track our success on the new rollout product of the Whopper, the new and improved Whopper, through our social media following. The more we interact with people on social media, the more people will interact back, and it's a lot easier to get feedback through social media instead of having to take polls and surveys and such. So attracting a larger customer base through stronger social media following and things like that, we can really track how well our new innovation of our current product is happening. And then lastly, we just mostly wanted to innovate a current product, like I had already mentioned, because we already have a pretty strong existing customer base, but we also want to make sure that new customers see Burger King as a real competitor in the fast food game, and it's not just all McDonald's. And that's all we have for you.